about to go into the final mayoral debate. It's about 1,300 hours. The polls are pretty close on this one, so this debate's probably going to swing where the election goes. I'm about to sit down with my chief financial consultant, and we're going to go over our last talking points. Alright, so my main opponent out there, he's saying a lot of provocative stuff. It's getting the people going. So I need to be able to adapt my ideas and make them sound a lot more exciting. My main talking point out there tonight is infrastructure. Infrastructure in the city is terrible, the traffic is awful, and we need to fix that. But the deal is we don't have enough money to do that. So how am I going to raise taxes without getting the average Bubba all mad at me?
Hey, Mr. Clifford here to talk about demand pull inflation. This occurs when there are too many dollars chasing too few goods. This makes the price level of everything go up. That's called inflation. To fix this, you can raise taxes to push the demand back down. This means you'll have more money at your disposal and you'll be the hero for fixing inflation.
So basically, I can go out there and tell them that they're going to be able to buy a lot more stuff if they elect me. But in the long term, that's going to drive price level up. But I don't need to tell them that, right? Nice.
This is the 2015 Houston mayoral debate. Live from the campus of the University of Houston, you decide the last debate. Presented by Houston Public Media, KHOU 11, and Free Press Houston.
Welcome all to the final Houston mayoral debate, sponsored by KPRC Local 2 Houston and Grindr. Introducing our candidates, we have the incumbent mayor, Jacob Sylvester, and his challenger, Avery Thomas. If elected, what is the first thing you'll do as mayor?
Thank you so much for asking me that question. My most important goal will be increase our gross domestic product, or the total amount of goods and services produced in a single year. If you elect me, you will be demanding so many goods because all of the money that you now have. One way I'll do this is by investing in infrastructure. This city's infrastructure is in dire need of overhaul, and as mayor, I can raise GDP by fixing it. This will create jobs, reduce the amount of money citizens spend on upkeep for their vehicles, as well as reducing transport costs for your goods. This will put more money in the pockets of consumers, which means they'll have more money to spend.
And what are your thoughts, Mr. Thomas?
My main goal will be to lower unemployment, which is people in the labor force who don't have a job. I'll keep cyclical unemployment, or being unemployed, to a downturn in the economy low by keeping our economy growing. I'll keep people from flooding into Houston by building a wall. This means there's less competition for our jobs, and also less weirdos from Austin and less cowboy fans from Dallas. Who likes them anyways?
What?
What sets your goals apart from your opponents?
What sets my campaign apart is that I believe in Keynesian economics, the idea that government intervention is necessary to fix the economy. I plan to employ fiscal policy, the government use of spending, and tax cuts to influence the economy, to provide tax cuts to businesses essential to our economy, such as NRG.
Money, 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 girls, money, 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 girls, money, 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 girls, cash, cash. Dizzy, I keep the money coming in. £850 jeans.
This will promote consumption, money that a person spends on goods and services, and investment spending, money spent on capital and goods by businesses. This will have a positive effect on the loanable funds market.
What we have here is a loanable funds market diagram. As you can see, the supply of the loanable funds is at normal, and so is the demand of the loanable funds. However, with the change, what's going to happen is that supply is going to move down, which means the quantity of loanable funds will increase and the real interest rate will decrease, subsequently being beneficial to our economy. Since the companies will have a lower interest rate, they can borrow more, which means they can expand more with their own economic basis. But also, the quantity of loanable funds will go up, meaning that there's more money to borrow in the first place, which is a double win for companies such as Apple or someone who's expanding.
I'm the opposite of Mayor Jake. I'm a classical economist, which means I believe the economy will fix itself in the long run. So we don't need to use government spending and tax cuts. Instead, we need to focus on trade. Right now, we are trading oranges for an unreasonable amount of potatoes. I'll negotiate better trade agreements adjusted to match our comparative advantage, which is having a lower opportunity cost to produce a good. Here you can see a production possibility curve for potatoes and oranges in Houston. The opportunity cost for making one potato is 4 oranges, which means if we make 1 potato, we lose 4 oranges. We are currently trading 5 oranges for 1 potato. That doesn't make sense. We're trading away 1 more orange per potato. I plan to trade 3 oranges for 1 potato. This way, for every potato we trade, we only lose 3 oranges instead of 4.
How do you plan on boosting our city's economy?
So I plan to invest more in capital goods, or goods that aren't for consumers but improve businesses' ability to output, such as technology. I also believe in investing more in our independent school district. While the opportunity cost, or the loss of potential gain from the next best option, in this case, consumer goods will be low in the short run, but in the long run, we'll be able to produce more goods and sell them for less money.
Mayor Sylvester, isn't increasing supply contrary to your original plan to increase demand? Okay, Mr. Thomas, your answer?
I want to repeal child labor laws. They are ruining this country. At the age of 8, every child will enter the labor force, or the amount of people working or looking for work. This will lead to economic growth because we'll be able to produce more goods and services.
And that's all we have for this mayoral debate, sponsored by KPRC Local 2 and Grindr. We're going to move on to the closing statements. And even though Mayor Sylvester made a premature departure, he did send in his closing statement.
All right, look, that debate was set up by lobbyists and the other opponent to set me up to look bad, okay? I will be a good mayor. I have been a good mayor to this city. I brought Krispy Kreme back. I've grown our economy. I've kept inflation down. I just want to fix these stupid roads. They're so flippin' bumpy. I don't like it, all right? Just vote for me again. We'll be winning harder than we ever won before, all right? Your demand will be so much higher for goods than previously. I will cut taxes and make these roads better.
Well, okay. And Mr. Thomas, your closing statements.
So Mayor Sylvester has been running this city into the ground, okay? We're trading stupid. It doesn't make any sense. If you elect me, I'll fix our trade. I'll build a wall around Houston, keep out everybody else, protect our jobs, and most of all, I'll bring back child labor to increase our labor force.
Live from KPRC, this is Local 2 News.
This is KPRC's Local 2 on the Street, and we have very surprising news for you today. After his strange performance in the final Houston mayoral debate, Mayor Sylvester's numbers shot up in the polls. It seems voters really resonated with his behavior, and I'm proud to say that Mayor Sylvester has won a second term as a mayor of Houston. And here he comes now.
H-Town tamales! Let's go Rockets! Let's go Astros! Let's go Dynamo! Texas ain't gonna win nothing.
Live from KPRC, this is Local 2 News.
All right, welcome back to KPRC Local 2. It's been a year since Mayor Sylvester won his re-election. Inflation rates are higher than they've ever been. Houston is on the path to hitting a Zimbabwe level of inflation. And the city council has announced a tax hike that, puts tax rates at higher than they've ever been in Mayor Sylvester's time as mayor. And God help us all.
All right, guys, the plan worked. Inflation went up, but so did taxes. Now I have enough to spend on infrastructure, education, and whatever else the people want. Now the people will love me again. I can blame inflation on Obama, and I have plenty of money left over for my re-election campaign. Third term, here we go, baby! Woo!
This much. All the girls stomp your feet like